Hello and welcome to our game. I'm Brenton Kage. How about we introduce ourselves?
All right.
So,
As GM, I'm pretty sure I should have been the one who's introducing this.
Well, my apologies, because I'm the one recording this. I mean, I was the one who kind of started this up, and fine. You want to restart the recording?
No less than
no,
No.
no,
We're
it's
already
no
fine.
started.
less
I
than a
feel like
minute
this
in,
focus
and
on
we're already at each
the
other's
laugh.
throats.
All right.
All right.
I
Well,
am Elite X62, also known as Michael. I am the GM of this adventure. I've already we've explained it in the previous video, the recruitment video. And if you don't know the setting, you can just go ahead and watch that because I'm too lazy to explain it all out. But just for a short gist, Clone Wars, except instead of Separatists fighting the Republic, Separatists are fighting the Sith Empire from the Galactic, not the Galactic War, the Galactic War from the Old Republic. All right. I have with me Lamont. He is playing the Cathar, Turek Rai. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Lamont.
Once again, I am Lamont Green. I'm playing Torek Rye. Torek is a merc, just looking to make a name for himself out in this war. That's all.
All right, Bryn. What about your character?
I am a Kudro G Jedi. A Kudro G is a humanoid alien with 4 arms. I decided to fight in this war because, unlike my master, I believed it's better to actually go out and fight the Sith rather than hide from it like a coward. Needless to say, I doubt he's gonna be happy to find that I'm not in the base with him. That's gonna be a problem in the future.
All right. Trent. Introduce yourself and talk about your character.
hey everybody. My name is Clip, as on internet. My name in real life is Trent Nero. My character is a Chiss Noble, more along the lines of kind of like a spy espionage type person. I use a sniper rifle and my wit to get through most situations. Very analytical nature, very, for the most part, quiet, likes to watch and then figure out what to do, problem solver.
All right. Last but not least, probably least, Dustin.
Ouch.
Yeah, my name is Dustin. My YouTube channel is DWN Coyote. I am playing
Okay.
Skarat. Skarat is he's kind of an adventurer slash property acquisition, shall we say. Guy. He's joining with the Separatists to, well, simply to kill Sith. He has a bit of history with them.
All right. All right. Now that we've discussed all your characters, let's get started. No matter depending on how you wish to be recruited or anything, how you recruited is up to you. But you were brought to Mustafar to meet up with your to discuss to not discuss, but like just for a simple briefing, because Mustafar is one of the few I want to say uncharted, but more like remote areas for a base that the Separatists can use, and still Mustafar is actually one of their primary bases. So you were sent there, and now and a couple droids to bring you all together, and then one droid signals you forward into a room and you're now currently walking down the hallway to that room.
Okay. I guess I'll lead, I guess. Yes. For the record, my lower arms are actually hidden in my robe. So, if you don't know what a Kudro G is, you would just mistake me for a normal human. My saber is also within my covered by my robes.
Scarot is dressed in a kind of like a utility flight suit, absolutely covered in pockets and straps and clips to put stuff on it. And there's a lot of stuff on his stuff. And at his side he has a sword, which I don't know if anyone in the party would recognize.
Would I have to roll a galactic lore on that?
I don't know. It'd be up to the GM. It's a Sith sword, so yeah.
I'd probably know it.
Galactic lore, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, it's a Sith
Chith-
tremor sword. It's
Chiss operated very closely with the Sith during the beginnings of their galactic upbringing, so to speak. So they'd know
they're
pretty in detail
they're
about
still
it.
closely knit to the Sith, and so
Yeah.
we're probably going to have a couple eyes pointing in a direction.
yeah, but yeah. I understand that. It's a souvenir, and he's ready to defend that if anyone brings it up.
Alright.
Well, I'm dressed up in a version of a shadow suit. It looks mostly like street clothes, and it has just all the properties of a shadow suit. And on my back, you can see obviously the Blast Tech sniper rifle.
I'm Torch dressed up in a flight suit, just like Strat there. Has some. This flight suit does have some shoulder guards leading down to a little bit of armor on it. And he has a basic blaster rifle on his back, vibro blade at his waist. He's carrying a bandolier that has power packs and glow rods attached to it.
So we are armed to the teeth in a we got a pretty decent party, don't we?
Yeah, it got some melee and some ranged with us.
Alright, why don't we just take our seats?
All right, hold up. You're jumping too far ahead.
Sorry.
Because
Sorry.
you're just going to walk in, take a seat without being told to take a seat or
Yeah,
anything.
good point.
Yeah. And
Self-entitled.
besides, as you walk in, they're supposed to talk. You see, 4 people sitting down with 8 B1 battle droids and 2 B2 battle droids in the room as guards. One's a human and, well, you assume human in heavy battle armor and a huge blaster cannon. You can probably tell that this guy is someone you do not want to piss off at a distance or up close. Next to him is a woman in not heavy armor, more like medium armor. She's got a saber on her side, and you might think she's a Jedi, but you're still not kind of certain. And Galactic Lord check would be a DC 30 because they're so secretive, because if the Sith knew about them, they'd probably kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to bother to try then.
Yeah, I would only have a +7 on my galactic lore.
Yeah, you'd have to
I'd
freak
get-
that.
I'd get like I have a +9.
Wow.
I'd get close. It's not enough.
Yeah, that's just assuming you crit.
Then next to them is one of the Counts of Sirocco. If you make a DC actually a DC 15 Galactic lore, you notice him as the Count of Sirocco, Count Dooku.
I rolled 17.
Of course, Raiko, you know this as one of the members of the Jedi Council, Jedi Master Count Dooku, of course.
I politely bow to him.
Okay, and finally you have the Pneumonian in a fancy dress, and DC 15 you'll recognize him as head of the Trade Federation.
20.
All right, the Count Dooku motions to the seats. He says, "Please sit down."
Alright. Okay, I guess I'll sit here.
Okay, you do the
Somebody
same.
sitting in somebody's lap.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
bye.
oh man, I was there first.
Some
Ah.
interpersonal relationships within the group already.
Well, you're a cat.
Don't you
Well,
go,
aren't you a cat person? I bet that's what
Yes.
cat people have a problem with. They're like, they have a habit of sitting in other people's laps like
All
a cat. Right?
right. As you sit down, the person, the Pneumonian, hits a few buttons on a console, and then a hologram of the galaxy appears, and then it zooms in that one section and just keeps zooming in up until you get to a planet with an asteroid belt around it.
Do I recognize?
He says, why am I even like you can tell that he's not
Wanting to be there.
not even happy to do this because he probably just sees you as a bunch of random people.
Well,
Raiko might be the only one he might see as competent because Raiko's a Jedi, and
well, how would he even know I'm... Oh, wait, I'm wearing Padawan robes. So...
yeah, he's
Never
sitting right
mind.
next to Count Dooku. And
Could I do a...
this time,
Sorry.
like, Count Dooku became Jedi.
Yeah.
And then Count Dooku starts to say, as you know, there has been a lot of unrest as of late with the Sith and its as they say subjects. Now I personally would rather not have to come to this, but they leave us no choice. We're going to have to fight in order to for everyone's freedom and for the good of the galaxy. And he points to the planet. This is Geonosis. According to the Geonosians, they are building a weapon of mass destruction for the Sith because they're forced to. I do not like the sound of this. And we've received this it was recently, but the message is very old, so we're not sure if it's already completed or anything. But what we do know is that the Geonosians would still prove a valuable ally, even if we weren't able to stop this new weapon from coming to light. So we are sending you along with our Ross over here, one of our top lieutenants. Ross just nods his head, and then Ross starts to continue. While the most of our droids will be taken on the main force of Sith on the ground. However, we're going to be doing some commando operations in order to hit them hard. We're going to be setting up charges underneath some caverns that are right below the set of artillery. If we make those caverns cave in and cause a sinkhole, we'd be able to destroy the artillery and allow us to get a good position to flank the enemy.
Clever. Very clever.
So neutralize the artillery, but what's the main target?
The main target is it's few buttons on his control console. Is this, and it appears to be a Geonosian laboratory. We need to find these plans to wherever this weapon is, and deal with it.
So my question is, are we going in soft or hard? Quieter, loud?
Ross cracks his knuckles. In my opinion, soft is kicking ass.
Hate to see what your idea of hard is. I say to myself.
Just looks over at Ross. I like this guy.
Well, hey, Sif wouldn't show us any mercy. Why should we do the same?
It's not so much about mercy as it is going in as undetected as possible. That way we can get
True.
as much free time as we can with that lab.
That is true. If we go in soft and quiet, we could not only find the plans, but maybe prototype weapons or something that the Geonosians or Sith are working on.
What would be a really
The problem
good
is,
idea is have the Ross's force, the main force, hit hard.
Problem is, by the time we get to the labs, they were already done to be erasing a lot of the sensitive information and to moving away prototype weapons. But we know that one of the Geonosians, Sun Fac, will be carrying the plans. We hope that we'll be able to recover it from him, or at least recover it from his dead drop zone.
Do we need to give him any particular special treatment? I know we're trying to, from what it sounds like, keep relations with the Geonosians as good as possible, but is there anything against, like, points off for killing?
Roston says it'll be most likely that the Geonosians would be willing to help you the moment they come in. So it'd be unwise to shoot your own buddies.
Right.
So is there any particular method of capture that we should use for him? Do we need to give him any kind of treatment, like get him off the planet or something like that?
He should. Currently, we just need to get the plans off of him. If he might, however, he's still going to be a high value target. So we probably need to take a look for commandos and assassins and the like.
All right. So if we can secure him, I guess we need to prioritize him as a risk. Well, at risk, not a risk.
Exactly.
So typical breach, enter information, then protect.
Yes, but one more thing. I will not be with you directly during this because I'll be leading a distraction in order to keep some of the Sith off your back.
That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah. This is the first time I'm going into actual armed combat.
Your first time?
I've only been learning fighting simulations and remote droids.
Trial by fire, my friend.
Trial by fire. Yep. Just like the days of old.
I was thinking if you can give us a few extra charges, we could possibly eliminate a few entrances and exits on the lab, funneling majority of all hostiles through one or two corridors. It'd give us a better defense point on holding them off while we get as much information as we can.
That
But
was
also
going
give
to
us
be
a
one of my
uh,
questions.
That was
Will
also
we
going,
have access to explosives from an armory?
Well, Roston says we'll cover the extra hallways could probably be blocked. However, we do not want to block possible escapes because it works both ways.
That is a problem.
If we could just limit it to two entrances, we could set up a diversion, make them think that we're going through one door, and as they form up their group there, we can blow the cavern and then X out the back. Sure, there'll still be hostiles, but it'll be limited.
Methinks you should roll a tactics roll on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tactics roll.
24, not bad.
Yeah.
14.
I feel like that should be able to be a take 20.
Pratt realizes that not only that plan is also viable, but another plan might be just as viable as maybe, say, having your escape route be through a ship.
We could also escape via ship. I'm assuming that the lab will have some access to a hangar, or even a balcony.
Austin
And
stops
if
for a
worst
moment,
comes to worst, we can...
and then he looks over to Newt Gunray. We won't be able to have any spare drop ships at area. Well, would you? Newt just then says, we might be able to provide a single drop ship.
An escorted dropship will probably experience
Heavier,
anti-fighter fighters that will stop it from completing its mission.
So in worst case scenario, we need another route out.
So basically, we
Well,
gotta
We
look
can
for
always
a good
blow
ship.
a hole in a wall if we have if we are allowed to procure explosives to make our own exit if we do get blocked in.
Yeah.
I have another question. Would we be able to have any access to reinforcements via droids?
Yes, you will be. You might be able to have a couple of B1 series battle droids, and of course the Geonosians will probably also be willing to help if you can convince them.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
So when we ship out,
Uh, we'll ship out in about one galactic day.
Are we dismissed, sir?
alright?
You are dismissed. One of the droids didn't build a map for this, so you're just gonna have to use your imagination. One of the droids sends you over to to a set of rooms. They are not they're not like your luxury, but they're quite comfortable.
we have access to computers in them.
Yeah, there's usually like one simple computer over there. It's not like basically in terms of it, it's like in terms of modern day. If it was not modern day standards, but like it'd be like if you could walk in buy a computer for $300, of course, with this kind of idea with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So just kind of like minimal standards.
Yeah.
Were we given maps of the complex we're supposed to attack?
Not quite. The map is kind of. I mean,
Well, if we
the
have a
map
data
is
pad,
kind of like the caverns that you're going to be going under are not mapped out. Although, except for the place where you put your charges, and of course some of the main hallways.
Okay,
And as for the lab, yeah, you do. I'll bring you over to the map of the lab after I construct it.
okay.
Alright. I have a question for Ross. Is there any merchants, Zerka representatives that could get us some gear if I had the currency for it?
He then pauses. Zerka. I know they haven't been doing well these as they used to be, but they should. But I'm pretty sure we should be able to get maybe some of their text or representative from them. But as of right now, we don't. However, we do have, of course, representations of the Tread Federation. He of course looks over that Newt Gunray as well as Bang Clan and all that, and we do have some minor corporations with simple, well, let's say simple, but decent enough equipment, nothing too fancy.
Alright. Is there any way I could purchase 3 other jetpacks?
I already have a jetpack.
2 other jetpacks?
really, you're gonna give me a Jedi with a jetpack? That is awesome.
You could also just buy him repulsor boots.
You know, yeah, I want the boots Cad
which are
Bane
cheaper.
has.
I have no idea what those are, but repulsor boots are
Yeah.
cheaper than a jetpack, and they just let you hover a couple
Hmm.
0.3
I still feel
meters
like
above the ground.
if we can get some jetpacks, that'd form a shitstorm scenario escape for us.
That could work, but would I have enough time to practice with it? That's the issue.
And more importantly, is anyone else trained in pilot?
Uh,
Torque just raises up his hand. I am trained.
I've trained in simulations, but I haven't done the real
Been,
thing.
been a smuggler on the Outer Rim for quite some time.
Hey, Brand, I just realized something. You're constantly talking about how you train in simulations. You're reminding me so much of who's that guy's name? Raiden.
Oh, great. Does this mean I'm gonna be naked and doing cartwheels?
Either that or it'll be that, but then later on it'll be like a cyborg ninja.
A cyborg ninja Jedi.
I never
Animate that. Okay, Trent, please animate that. Just put
going
like
back.
a picture of a Kudro G cyborg Jedi, not like General Grievous, but just
That was the first
Like-
thought
like
that came to
Raiden.
mind was
Like
Grievous.
Raiden.
Alright, I'll do some research and I'll do so.
Going back to a question I had, they never said whether or not we would be able to requisition explosives from an armory-like thing.
The armor thing. You will be supplied with enough explosives to do the job, and perhaps even a bit more, including blowing up some of the hallways.
Who's the person that asked the question?
Scrot.
Alright. I send you a message via my my holocom on my wrist, kind of like under the table. I'm gonna send it to you right now through the chat system.
Okay. It's encrypted. Mine's encrypted, so.
At least I have two comm links. I have an earbud and a regular.
Yeah, I have a long-range encrypted comlink with vid capacity on my wrist. That was my most expensive item of equipment.
Really, what book is that under?
That's in the main book.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's the most
thought
expensive one.
Is encryption extra?
Yeah, and so is making it wrist sized for a long range.
Really, I gotta look that up then.
Yeah,
I'll be able to afford it on Level Up.
Yeah, you'll be able to
Have a
afford it on
standard.
Level Up.
It appears that Torque and Scratch shop at the same place for comlinks then.
Oh, right. Here it is. Let's see.
Yeah, Scrot is involved in logistical acquisitions.
Wow, 5 times the base cost.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's not
fast.
cheap. Like I said, it was my single most expensive piece of equipment.
Mine was my sniper.
No.
Easily.
My rifle was my cheapest piece of equipment.
What?
Yep, 200 credits.
If it's just a slugger, then it's going to be...
All right,
200
well, I
credits
guess
for a scattergun.
While you guys are talking, I guess I'll be in my room meditating. So should I just roll a use the force roll?
Meditation, unless you're like meditating on something specific.
Well, meditating to see if I can focus on the plan and so on. I mean, I'm a bit nervous. This is my first real fight.
Okay, yeah, you can use the force.
13.
Alright, you basically get the feeling that this is probably going to go well. You're probably going to get the job done.
Okay, so I'm calm right now. Good to know. At least I'm not panicking, right? A panicking Jedi, that's not good. Okay, I gotta make a mental note to upgrade my earbud comlink to get something good.
My
I'd upgrade your wrist. Your earbud it has a very short range.
True. Can the earbud and the wrist be sort of connected? Like maybe I can put a hollow vid on my wrist one, but have my earbud be my hearing one. I guess that's just sort of like a homebrew kind of thing situation.
Yeah. Scrat typed something into his wrist con.
Well then, gentlemen, I suggest that we all get on the same frequency then.
Well,
Alright.
I'm currently in my room meditating, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Well, Scrat goes to pick up the explosives from the armory. This ought to be interesting.
That's the problem with being a Jedi. You don't get a lot of cash starting off. I mean, it makes sense that we're monks and all, but come on. Credits make the world go round.
It's okay, you'll be the
And
most
well, you start. It's not because it makes sense because you're monks. It makes sense because you're
You're foregoing common luxuries and stuff
No,
like
no,
that.
no, 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 no. It makes sense because you have a lightsaber. You start off with a lightsaber.
Yeah, good
That's the
point.
camp.
Yeah, I guess you're right. A lightsaber is an expensive, exotic weapon that I start off with, so, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, I can see that logic. And also, I'm a monk, and I'm foregoing luxuries. There's also that bit of logic.
So,
Of course, not all Jedi class is Jedi's in terms of the Force tradition, which is kind of stupid. So, like, so basically, like, say if you want to, like, say, oh, I want to play a Star Wars start off with a Force sensitive, and you'd have to take a feat of Force sensitive, and then you'd also have to take the skill that gives you training and gives you training, because I believe the process it's skills first, then feats.
yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
It's hard to become a non-Jedi Force user.
Well, unless you play a Mira Luca, because you just take training and skill. If you are Mira Luca and you take skill training on using the Force, you automatically start off with Force training right off the bat.
No, you also need Force sensitivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
actually,
you
no.
need
Force
you
it's
need
just-
to,
sensitivity-
you
Lucas
need to
starts
blow
off with
2
that.
You need
feats
four.
at
Okay,
first level.
okay. You pick your skills, then you need to pick up Force sensitivity because sensitivity to Force is something
But
separate.
you're a Mira Luca, so...
No.
Mira Luca don't start off with
I've done this before. So let me just. So what you do is you have to pick up Force sensitive, which then allows you to pick up through the feat, the skill feat. Use the Force as a trained skill. With the Mariluka, when you have used the Force trained skill, you get the Force training, which then gets you Force powers. If you weren't a Mariluka, you'd then have to pick up another feat to pick up some Force powers.
What I don't get is why they don't automatically start off with Force sensitivity. I mean, you're literally seeing through the Force. If I were DMing and say a non-Jedi...
Okay, I would say. Oh, here's what I say. It's because the Miralukas are going to almost always be Force sensitive. I say almost always because I would say Force sensitive is like you might be able to control your your vision, but that's just about it. Maybe it's just the vision and that's
That's a
it.
good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Alright. Anyway,
Just
why don't we
because.
just keep moving? Let's
Yeah,
continue.
So yeah, Scrat goes to the armory to try and get the explosives for the mission, so that he can pack those.
And I'm working as a lookout for him as well.
Obviously, I'm in my room meditating, so if you want to meet me, feel free to. I mean, our rooms are like next to each other, so it's not hard to find me.
No. Oh, the door's over here.
Yeah.
Is there a requisition officer, or is it just open?
There is a requisition
Let's
officer.
pretend
Currently, he hands you the explosives, and he also then places 3 items on the table, another set of explosives, some actually one. Hold on, let me take a look at the equipments
I was
because
about
I
to say,
do not
could
want to make
you send me that so I can write it down rather than just
Okay, there is
ballparking it?
3 explosive charges that require 3 explosive charges which also have their own timers. So and there's that. You also have, and so basically you have those 3. and then basically hands you those. 3 explosive
Okay.
charges. Those are the 10d6 ones. Then he also hands you Then he also places on the desk one piece of detonite. Let's see what else. Let's see, 5 med packs, and let's see. It's a good one. I'm trying to think of some. Trying to think of
Does it
something else.
does
I'm
it
just
give
trying to think of some sort of supply.
does he give me
Other than
detonite or detonite cord?
it's a standard explosive charge.
Okay, so he just gives me one piece of detonite.
I also want to do a...
No, it's 3 explosive charges, not
Yeah.
detonite. Detonite
Yeah.
is
You
okay.
said that he also
Hey,
gave me detonite.
he did not.
Okay.
There's
So
3
I want to
explosive
bribe him.
charges. Okay, no, okay. He gave you 3 explosive charges,
Yes.
and
with
then he's
time.
sitting on the desk. Do not put these in your inventory just
Okay.
yet. A piece of detonite, 5 med packs, and then I'm gonna figure out something else.
Okay.
In a partridge in a pear tree.
Does it
And a set of then a low light targeting scope.
okay?
And then he says pick one.
Is it
Important.
is it a piece of detonite or is it detonite cord?
What's detonite cord?
Detonite cord is detonite that's in a cord.
It's basically used for, like, breach
yeah,
charges.
Yeah, detonite is like C4, whereas detonite cord is like a string of C4. It doesn't blow up as big,
It's just a
but
piece
it
of
blows up
detonite. It's just
farther.
one piece of detonite, not cord.
Alright.
Is there
Basically,
any
says
chance
pick
of-
one. It's
is
a there's a low light scope, the detonite, and then the 5 med packs. Just pick one of those.
Is there any chance that I might be able to get some anti-personnel mines?
The droid says we are currently out of that, and I was instructed just to give you some standard and basics.
Anti-personnel mines are actually cheaper than detonite,
Really?
and yeah, they're
For love of-
100 they're
it's
100
like-
credits cheaper.
Wow.
This is very much like sometimes I just want to sometimes stick to the core, but then at the same time I do not want to restrict people because
Wait a
I'd have
second.
to go flipping around through
I'll
books.
have a thing to send you. I have a cheat sheet. I'm going to
Oh, here we
send
go.
you
I
download
have it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I have a couple mines, but I do not see anti-personnel. I see anti-vehicle.
Okay, anti-personnel mines. They are on page 42 of Galaxy at War.
Oh, Galaxy
They do,
War.
yeah, they do 66 damage, and they're basically claymores.
That'd be
Yeah,
useful.
that makes
Yeah, they're claymores. That's what they are.
How
they're
much is a thermal
complete-
det?
Thermal detonators are expensive
Thermal
as shit.
detonators are legal and rare, so well, not rare, but like it's going to be hard to get your hands on them.
Yep.
Oh, just ask me to.
Okay, then like
Or me.
Not taking into account the fact that
how
you need to go on the
much
black
is
market.
anti-personnel mines? Because I'm probably also going to get that as an option.
It's this actually no, it's the same price as a piece of detonite, 500.
Oh, okay then. Then anti-person. Then there. That's also an option, just because I do not want to bother with this again.
Okay.
Alright, I'll get 3 anti-personnel mines and,
Three
I'll go ahead and
anti-personnel
splurge.
mines?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pick up the anti-personnel mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
I'm just.
That
money
is
bags.
by the way, this is for the whole entire squad.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, but as I don't think anyone else in the squad has the ability to use explosives, I think I'm the demolition tech.
Probably a good idea. Okay, let's see what
I might.
demolition is under.
And but I was talking about the guy who was saying,
Mechanics.
"I'll take this,
I
and
know.
this." You
No,
can't
no,
just walk in and pick up stuff up. This isn't like
I know.
This
I know. He said he said pick one. I picked the anti-personnel mine.
okay, but
Now
someone
I'm
else is
going to
saying
try and now I'm going to try and convince him to give me more.
To
he
use computer
was
check, I
he.
guess.
Okay, you say what you want, and he then says, "I I was
Excuse me.
instructed by the commander to only give you something basic as just to conserve our supplies." He points out that he shows you behind him is he just like there's not a whole lot in terms of supply.
This is a mining planet, correct?
Yes, it is. However, if we just keep taking stuff from mining from the mining operations, the Sith would get suspicious.
Well, surely you could write off a trace of mining explosives.
Well, roll. I guess you're gonna have to roll a persuasion check or something.
Well, it's a droid. That's the problem. If it was a person, I could argue for a bureaucracy check, but
Heck, I could even bribe deception
yeah,
check.
that's what I mean. I could do a bureaucracy check, which would be a gather information check, but
He turns on the droid turns on his comm again, talks to the commander for a second, and then throws and throws in some two mine charges.
okay.
That's it.
So I have 5
That's it. I
explosive
cannot I
charges.
cannot give you any more.
All right, that will work for us.
Are there sonic mines in this
It'll
in this
work.
game?
Yeah, but we don't need to worry about sonic mines right now.
Yeah, I'm just remembering Knights of the Old Republic when you said mining.
Okay, so the explosives I have, just for future reference, are 2 different types of detonators, manual and timer, detonite, which is C4, detonite cord, which is a cord of C4, explosive charges, which is mining charges and general explosives, anti-personnel mine Mark II, anti-vehicle mine proton, flechette mine, ion mine, landmine, laser trip mine, limpet
Damn.
mine, and proximity mine. I don't own all these. These are all the explosives in the
I
game.
know, but that's
Oh, I was about to say.
You got a nice
hello,
variety.
Demo expert.
Yeah, no, there's a good variety of them. I don't have all of them. I
I
have
mean, if you were carrying
one.
all that, I mean, damn.
Yeah, I have one of those.
All you have to do is trip once and he blows the whole planet.
Yeah, you fumble. Every time you move, you have to roll a 20-sided die. You roll a 1, you trip, and you blow yourself to hell.
Yeah, I only have a couple limpet mines.
Oh, that was
All right.
so-
Well, I went ahead and went into the room with Mr. Raiko here,
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
and I'm trying to learn about his whole training and everything that he's good at and
All right. Well,
his experience.
I guess when you go into my room, I'm meditating.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my assigned room and sit down and plan a demo
Yeah, we're
plan.
just pretending that this room that we're in is our rooms because, hey.
I'm going to sit down
Hey,
with
where's our furry friend anyway?
he just ran away.
He's a spy! There's a
he's
spy in our
screwing with
base!
things over there. All right. Well, figuring out that I didn't get anywhere with Raiko, I'm just gonna go over here and start
I'm
planning.
still meditating, and I was just I just was being quiet because Scrat was talking.
Oh, okay.
I say, do you need something?
Just wanted to learn a little bit more about you.
What is there to know? I'm part of the Jedi Order.
That's not everything.
He sighs. Ryzen gets up, and he pulls out his lower arms and says, "Well, I am a Kudro G, and let's see, my master believes that the Jedi Order should hide from the Sith. Yeah, that's smart. Just hide and slowly die out. Hey, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather die fighting for something good. Guy even forbade me to fight in the war.
So what's that put you with your Jedi Order?
Well, I don't believe that the Jedi Order is bad. I just think that there's too many people who are too cowardly in the Order. I respect people like Jedi Master Count Dooku, who believes that we should fight back.
I can respect that.
So what's your story? You don't see a lot of Chiss fighting against the Sith.
I have my reasons.
Really? Fair enough. I'm Raiko.
You can call me Kilo.
Of course. So with that, I go back down and start meditating again.
Open up a pad and I'm going over maps and schematics and whatnot.
Yep. Scrat is actually sitting down with the map that we have of the area and looking at possible demo plans with
He's
what he
going to
has,
go.
which is not very good.
Wouldn't you roll a tactic
This is
plan? Wouldn't you roll a tactics roll? To
We'd be able to take.
spots?
We'd be able
Yeah,
to take
you
20 on
could,
an attack roll.
But we'd be able to take, well, I don't know if you can take a 20 on a knowledge check, but we'd be
Yeah.
able to take a 10 at least, which
Yeah.
should be enough for what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to go over that
Okay,
with you.
here's what I was saying. You can use, if you have a computer at your disposal with access to the HoloNet, what you can do is take a 10 or 20 on a used computer, a check, to substitute as a knowledge check. Because that's the saying, you're just pretty much just Google searching it.
Yeah, Google foo. Google.
That's not
Every
what I'm
spec
doing.
got
Well, yeah, but
special
you could also
thing.
fail. It'd be hilarious if you fail and you get distracted from going on to TV tropes.
Or look up the wrong thing. Look up, like, some false information.
Or perhaps you decide to go and check out some Twi'lek on Twi'lek porn.
I figured that's what Raiko would do.
Yeah, no, well, let's
WWRD.
see. I've heard of...
WWRD, what would Raiko do? Watch Twi'lek.
It's like, yeah. Anyway, what do you say we take a break now? Because are we going to do anything else, or are we just going to move on to...
Well, I was going to go over the map plans with Scrat there, but
Well, we can do that off screen, can't we? I mean...
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Once we have a map ready.
I'm finally done with the. I'm already done with the lab. I'll give you a quick rundown. I already put down a couple of Geonosians. Currently, I just written down stuff because I was too lazy to search for pictures for the tables.
Fair enough.
Guns, parts, and chems, I've just written down.
Okay.
So they're just kind of like glittered across
guns
the
on
table.
table, parts, and gems. And they're okay. Like I have two hallways, but there was really three. The third one's up the top. I just didn't bother extending the map.
Oh,
Further down, this hallway is that way is the main entrance, and down this way is is what would normally be a dead end, but is actually a side end. There's actually a secret entrance. However, the Sith may or may not know about that.
Oh.
And finally, up north is it's linked up to the main entrance. Of course, this way is faster. However, the top way might be used to get people off guard, or just probably to do other stuff that are north of the area. And
Alright.
down south is a hangar bay.
Okay, then. Alright, so now we got the plans, we have the maps. I guess we'll call it quits for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Anybody want to add anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay, then.
Stay tuned for the animation, that's all.
See you next
Alright.
episode.